Hi guys, it's been like 2.5 weeks I think since I filmed my last video. There's been a ton of stuff going on. I haven't really had a whole lot of ideas. I'm just getting over being sick. I wanted to do a video about diet. I talked about diet tips in one of my videos, but I basically just kept saying like eat healthy food, which is still true, but I'm also filming this on my phone because I can't find a piece of my tripod to actually hold my camera, and if I was holding it, it would be like straight in my face. So I want to talk to you guys about diet, and the main thing, I wrote things down because I get really rambly and I can go on and on and on forever. So first things first, everything about your diet depends on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. So whether you're trying to lose fat or put on muscle, your diet's going to be completely different. And diet needs to be personalized, so everyone has a different diet. Nothing is one size fits all. Nothing works for everyone. Something that works for your best friend might do nothing for you. It might do the opposite for you, because I talked about metabolic types. Metabolic typing is something that's kind of difficult to research. I looked into it so much and couldn't find any one answer about anything because it's still so new. But basically, like, the rule of thumb is to personalize your diet in a way that is going to benefit you and get you the results that you want. So exercise needs to be done with the diet. If you don't really have time for exercise, eating healthy is still going to help you lose weight or whatever, but you still need to be doing some form of exercise. There are tons of videos about home exercises on YouTube. I might make one eventually because there are a few that I used to do. I've been in the gym for like a year, so I haven't really done anything at home. But there are things that you can do, and like I said, tons, like hundreds of videos of home workouts on YouTube. If you are trying to put on mass, so build muscle, you're going to want to be at your max calories for the day, which is, you know, everything's based on 2,000 calorie diet, so you can go over that, but your carbs need to be at least 1 gram of carb per pound of body weight. So I'm weighing at 126 right now, so that means I need to have 126 grams of carbs a day and 0.8 grams of protein per body weight. So I'll just throw that at like 120 grams of protein, which is usually what I aim for anyways, and it's probably a little bit less than that, but I try to get to 120 grams of protein as often as I can. Protein for someone who is active and someone who does weight training is going to be different for someone who, or from someone who is just at home. So if you're someone who sits at home and you're a stay-at-home mom or you work or whatever, and you don't have to, or don't have the time to do weight training and get in the gym, your protein's not going to need to be as high. It can be like 0.5 gram of protein per pound of body weight. At least. You can always do more protein, but you also need to remember that if you do too much protein, your body's not going to take in the protein that's, you know, over what you need or what your body can handle. You eat too much protein at once, your body just expels it. So 1 gram of carb per pound of body weight, 0.5 gram to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Two general ideas to keep in mind when you're dieting. Secondly, find healthy food. I make a ton of chicken. I eat a lot of crock pot chicken, and I put like 2-3 pounds of chicken in the crock pot, cook it overnight, and then pull it apart in the morning with forks, and it turns into shredded chicken. And then you can put whatever seasoning or whatever you want on it and use it for a ton of different things. I've used it for tacos, I've used it for spaghetti, I've used it for salads, and just tons of different stuff. I even eat it by itself with red potatoes and jalapeno ketchup. That's one of my favorite things to eat. It's jalapeno, or the jalapeno ketchup on plain chicken makes it, you know, a million times better. But the red potatoes are pretty low in carbs compared to a lot of other potatoes. tons of micronutrients, and they're really easy to eat. They taste really good, and they're easy to make. You just put them in the oven for like 30 minutes. Caloric deficits, if you're trying to lose fat, I don't recommend them completely. I think in order to function and be a fully functioning human adult, you need to be getting your calories. Caloric deficits are something that people do when they're preparing for a show. So when you're weight training and you're doing a bikini competition or a bodybuilding competition to get all your fat down. So I've seen a lot of people like, oh, that has way too many calories and blah, blah, blah. But counting calories works to a certain extent. I think that you should eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full, and make sure that you're getting enough protein and enough carbs and keeping your fats low, which I'll get into in a second because that's what your macros are. But yeah, caloric deficits can be really taxing on your body and on your brain function. You get this brain fog that's just like, you can't think straight, you don't really have any energy, and it's not something that you want to do when you're just trying to lose weight or get into shape or, feel healthier. So don't do caloric deficits unless you're preparing for a show or you're like really need to lose weight for something quick. I got a question, the same question from multiple people about what to eat when, like, what healthy food do I eat? And like I said, the chicken, the red potatoes, that's my favorite thing, and that's a majority of my diet consists of chicken and red potatoes and green beans and like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. But there's a cookbook that I will link down below called the Essential Bodybuilding Cookbook. And I have the ebook, or I would show you, but there's 150 different recipes in there for healthy meals. And it's not only a cookbook either. It's a completely, I can't even explain it in like a way that will really make sense, other than I've read multiple books about different kinds of diets. I've read about ketogenic diets, and the ketogenic diet works for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for some people. I personally couldn't cut carbs out of my diet, like especially not like, potatoes, pasta, stuff like that. I don't get to eat a lot of pasta because I track my macros and I keep them at a certain level for what I'm trying to accomplish with my weight training. But with everything else, the ketogenic diet just didn't really appeal to me very much, and there's a lot that goes into it that I won't get into on here because that's a completely different video in and of itself. But the bodybuilding cookbook has 3 or 4, I think, just about how to personalize your diet. So there's a section about if you're trying to put on muscle, so if you're bodybuilding, and there's a section about losing fat and cutting down your weight. And it tells you how to personalize those diets to yourself, which is what I explained in the beginning, the 1 gram of carb per body weight and 0.5 to 0.8 grams of protein per body weight, or per pound of body weight. The book I got from Amazon. It is 99 cents for the ebook, and I think it's 13 something for the actual paperback book, which I'm probably going to order because I want the book in hand, and it's a lot easier that way, I think. But if you're someone who likes ebooks and you do a lot of reading that way, I'll link it down below so you can look at it. And yeah, I want to get into macros real quick. See, I wrote everything down because I wouldn't be as on track with this without this little book, but this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Macro tracking. I use MyFitnessPal. It's an app that you can get on your phone, whether it's Android, iPhone, what's the other one? Like a Windows phone, whatever. It's in the App Store. MyFitnessPal is completely free. It's an Under Armour app, and you scan food. So I could scan like a carton of eggs or a pack of chicken, and it would say like how much protein and carbs and fat is in each gram or in each serving or whatever. Usually it'll dish out the servings for you, and then you can change it depending on how much you're eating, so how many servings you're having and whatnot. It's really easy to use. I love it. Your macros consist of micronutrients, carbs, protein, and fats. and I try and keep my fats pretty low. Like I said, my protein's at about 120 grams protein a day. My carbs are at 126 grams per day, which for me, I used to not really eat a lot. I wasn't, no illnesses or anything, no like anorexia or bulimia or anything like that, but I was just never hungry. And when I did eat, it was really bad food, and I snack, like I'm a snacker. And I'm finally getting out of that and being able to actually eat meals and make myself meals, and that's helped me a lot with, being able to do the things that I do in the gym and getting results from it. I definitely recommend doing that. I will link my FitnessPal in the description if I can find it. I'm hoping that I can find it on the computer. I don't know for sure. I'll look and see, but everything that I've talked about will be in the box down below. Like I said, for those of you who are asking about the food that I eat a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables. Crock-pot chicken, like I said, throw it in there, make sure it's covered with a little bit of water at least, so fill it with water until the chicken's completely submerged. Leave it in there for 8 hours on low, and then when you pull it out, you pull it apart with 2 forks and it creates shredded chicken, and then you can season it however you want, and it's a really easy way to fill yourself up with something that's good for you. Also the red potatoes and cooked green beans, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. I talked pretty quickly. I didn't want to make this video too long, especially because there's not going to be a lot of editing that goes into this because of my tripod being, parts of it being missing for some reason. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy. I will be getting glute routine up soon. I'm gonna try and find that piece of my tripod, and I have no idea where it could be, but I'm gonna look for it, and then I will get a new glute routine because I have 2 glute days a week now, and both of them consist of very different things that I would really love to show you that a trainer had actually mapped out for me. So I'm loving them. I've been seeing really good results. I feel really good results from them. I get sore in weird places that I don't usually get sore in, which is a good thing if you know anything about weight training. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.